Humayun Sheikh from fetch.ai. Just to correct a little bit, we are in Cambridge, not in London. But I guess when you're in a small country, Cambridge, London, it's all kind of merges into one. So just to give you an introduction, what Fetch AI does and why we do it. Fetch is a enabler of digital economies. So what we're trying to build and what we are building is a decentralized system which enables multi-agent systems to be deployed on it. Now, we need to understand why we need to deploy multi-agent systems. And, the main things we need to look at is where there is a complex integration required with a lot of stakeholders is when you actually need to deploy multi-agent systems. And there are specific requirements which you need to take care of, and specific requirements which these multi-agent systems need, and the characters of multi-agent system which are required to deploy such a system. The main ones being the multi-agent system has to be complex. It needs to have multiple stakeholders, and these multiple stakeholders have different alignment of incentives. So you need to bring all of that together. You need to create autonomy, you need to be able to make decisions. All these multi-agent systems need to make decisions. And to enable that, you need to have them access to intelligence, AI, machine learning techniques, so that you can actually do predictions. So just to take that system in itself, and if you think about what needs to be done in a multi-agent system, is you need the agents to make a decision, and to make the decision, these agents need a lot of predictions. So just to give you an example, if you needed to walk out of this room and into fresh air, the decision of taking an umbrella with you is based on multiple predictions. So you have to decide what clothes to wear. Do you want to take an umbrella out or not? And you rely on that decision making by using a lot of predictions. So our system enables you and enables stakeholders to build different predictions. And these prediction models, at this point in time, we talk a lot about machine learning and AI, but how do you take machine learning and AI and try and monetize it? So Fetch is a framework which takes care of decentralization, because you are now involving multiple stakeholders. You're bringing them into a system where they have different incentives. So you need to have a decentralized ledger, which is smart, which actually can build the trust element. You then need a mechanism of building predictions for these multi-agent systems to interact with each other. And we allow our stakeholders to be able to deploy and build these prediction models. And these prediction models are then used to carry out economic value exchange. Now, we are not a sector, we're quite sector agnostic, and we don't care what the purpose of your specific vertical is. We just give you the tools and the framework to enable that to happen. What one has to be really aware of the fact that when these multi-agent systems interact with each other, there is an overlap, and you need to provide a mechanism of overlap. And Fetch enables all of these characters to come into play and deploy all of those specific systems, the frameworks, the economic framework, the machine learning and AI framework, to kind of work together. So what we are doing is quite open to most stakeholders. We invite various developers to come in and develop these, not only the agents, but also the economic frameworks for different verticals. So for example, we're deploying some economic frameworks and some verticals like automotive sector. We're looking at the commodity supply chain sector. So we invite all people with all these specific skills to come in and deploy these systems and work with us to create the right tools for these agents to do negotiations. We are inviting developers to kind of build the agents, build the prediction models, and we're providing them opportunity to actually uh, monetize these prediction models. So that's really all we do. We have a team of 46 or 47 people based in Cambridge. They're all engineers. Well, they're mostly engineers, PhDs, researching multi-agent systems, and not just yeah. So we're looking at doing a lot of development in the coming couple of years, and we're inviting all the developers to come and help us build this ambitious project, which will bring a whole economic modeling to a different level. And we're kind of going into a digital age where this economy will change and become a lot more autonomous. So I've got so I'm just reading some questions here. What do you think about Femga's power acquiring lots of AI companies? Fang, I'm guessing it's the Fangs. Again, the reason why we are decentralized is because all of these AI companies which are being acquired by these big corporates, that needs to kind of stop for this whole space to be a bit more democratized. So we just have to hire the right people and give them the right incentive, which is one of the reasons why we need to always be continuously raising a lot of money. But we get attracting quite a lot of good talent in the UK area, and we built a team in Austria. We're also looking to build some team in the US. So we are competing well, but we are getting plenty of competition from the FANG companies. The next question I think here is Giovanni. Do I need to be a developer to contribute? You can contribute in many ways. Developers at this stage, for sure, but we are looking for sector-specific experts as well. And the reason why we're looking at that is because our structure is built around economic framework and the marketplaces. So we're enabling dynamic marketplaces. These dynamic marketplaces require sector-specific knowledge. So we are also inviting the experts in different areas like supply chain, like transport, like energy, to come and work with us and deploy their solutions, give us their requirements. What are our biggest competitors? Well, they're in the decentralized kind of marketplace. We have plenty of competition, but it's less direct competition. It's a bit more indirect competition. We're looking at the likes of people who are developing some machine learning and AI, but where we are unique is that we're not just relying on building and exchanging these models. We're also trying to get a monetization model. That's where our USP is. We don't just say, bring your data, bring your model, and here's the results and pay for it. What we're saying is, for this whole system, for this whole machine learning and AI system to actually be deployed correctly, you need to give people a monetization model. And monetization model means, if you build this prediction model, you bring value to this system. How do you exchange this value? Is there people who are buying these machine learning and AI algorithms, and can you actually take those algorithms and can you actually unlock economic value from it? So so that's really so there are companies like SingularityNet, for example. I mean, there's a lot of overlap, and I think there's a lot of interesting stuff happening which we can collaborate. The space is big enough where although there are, well, actually the better word would be competitive collaboration, which is what we're looking for. So there's people like Singularity. There's people. I mean, even not in the crypto space or not in a decentralization space. There's plenty of AI companies. I think the issue is they're not looking at the monetization models, and we are looking at that. I've got a question here. They focus sectors where we are sector agnostic. So what I want to be clear on is that whereas we are not looking at a particular sector, we do need to deploy some solutions. And just so that it's clear, where does fetch systems apply? It applies where there is complex integration, which doesn't work from top down. The solution needs to come from bottom up. Where there is multiple stakeholders, so people need to collaborate to deliver something, just like the transport sector. In terms of where we are focusing at the moment is the transport, the supply chain, the energy sector, where there's plenty of stakeholders who have different values, and they need to kind of work together to unlock this. To unlock the actual economic value exchange. We got here, with what companies do we work together with? We're working with a couple of different initiatives. I mean, Mobi is one initiative which is a collaboration of automotive sector. We're also working with some other we're doing some collaboration with some other companies in terms of sensor manufacturing. Unfortunately, I can't. Well, I guess I can, because we have been working with these guys. I mean, we've been working with Bosch, who's quite proactive in this space. We've been working with several other commodity deployment companies. We have a Trusted IoT Alliance, which is a combination of various companies which are working on the IoT infrastructure space. So yeah, there's a few companies. We've worked with some councils for transportation and haulage companies and shipping companies. I don't think it's fair to name them out here, but yeah, I mean, there is plenty of industry collaboration going on. Well, future plans and milestones, we have testnet coming out first quarter of 2019. We are hoping to launch our mainnet end of 2019. We're looking to deploy some industry examples, for example, in healthcare, in transportation, in very much the supply chain sector over the next year or so. And hopefully over the next couple of years, you'll see a lot more commercialization of the fetch technology. Thank you all. So I think that's, if there isn't that many more questions, then yeah, I'm happy to pass it on to Thomas.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, let me check if if there are more questions or comments, or we missed some. I don't think that we covered everything. Yeah, but I believe, looking forward for the panel, and because I saw a comment like as well with what partners you're working together. I believe that would be an interesting question as well. We are going to discuss, hopefully, with Aaron, like how we can move this together forward with all the outlier venture companies. So yeah, if you have any questions, or like you wanted to share, like, yeah, where to find all the details on fetch.ai or on our website, we will share anyway after for the replay all the links and where to reach out to you. So I think if there are not more questions or comments, then yeah, talk to you later, like in 30 minutes time.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And sorry for the mistake about London and Cambridge. So it was.
That's Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. So talk to you later, and thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.